Shabbat Shalom. In this week's Torah portion, for the very first time we stood together as a community at Mount Sinai and we received the 10 commandments from God. Before we stood together at the mountain listening to God's words, we were asked by God through Moses if we would faithfully keep the covenant and that in return we would be God's treasured people, a mamlechet kohanim v'goy kadosh, a kingdom of priests, a holy nation. Our response was unconditional. The people answered together, saying, "All that Adonai has said, we will do." At that moment, the entire Israelite community was united in word, in deed, and in purpose. Together, we all pledged to enter into a covenantal relationship with God and to accept the laws of the covenant which God would subsequently place before us. Yitro, Moses' father-in-law, and the namesake for this week's Torah portion, observed the way that Moses was running the camp and judging all of the cases and told his son-in-law, "The thing that you are doing is not good." He advised him to set judges over smaller groups amongst the people so that they could assume responsibility for the smaller cases and that Moses could focus on the more significant ones. Moses thus changed the nature of the Israelite community. Moses ensured that the people began to feel an investment in their future, not just as members of the community, but also as leaders of the community. Together, the people assumed their leadership roles and recognized that they too were responsible for their own future. We share a responsibility for the future and fate of the entire Jewish people. An anonymous poet once wrote, "Your tasks to build a better world," said God. I answered, "How? The world is such a large, vast place, so complicated now, and so small and useless am I. There's nothing I can do." But God in such great wisdom said, "Just build a better you." Our task is to build a better world, and we can do it, one person at a time. Shabbat Shalom.